A little bit. All right. Arlene. What do you understand by Irishness?
So, I mean, in terms of Irishness, I think the concept has definitely evolved over this past 100 years. If you were to ask somebody in 1921 what did Irishness mean from my position, somebody who was in my position in 1921, they would say something very different to what it is today. And I think Bertie's right to say that both Ireland and the UK have been enriched by people who have come to live here, who have chosen to live here. But I have found that a lot of those people in the UK, for example, are probably the proudest British people that you could meet, and I'm sure it's the same with people in the Republic of Ireland who have come in to live in Ireland, and they're so proud of the place where they then live. In fact, they put some of the other people to shame in terms of how they're confident about being British or Irish. So I think that's the first thing to say. It's completely evolved since the time of the creation of Northern Ireland. And because of that, I think you will find there's people now living in Northern Ireland who feel quite comfortable saying they're Irish and British as opposed to just one or the other. And we've seen that in the census back in 2021. And indeed the growth of the Northern Irish part of it as well. Whereas when I was growing up in the 70s and 80s, there was no way I would have identified as Irish because of what was happening at that particular point in time and a particular brand of Irishness doing what they were doing at that point in time. Now, so I think that has changed for the better, I think.
The lady in Paisley always described himself as British, Irish, and Ulsterman as well. He was comfortable with this term Irishness as well. Is that an age thing? Do you think that was because he's significantly older?
Yes, I don't know whether Ian would have said that in the 60s, for example, or in the 70s. I can't answer that question, so it would be wrong for me to do that. But I think people were very aware. When I was here at Queens, when I started my degree in 1989, people were very aware of who they were for very obvious reasons. And I think, thankfully, that has moved on now, and I'm hoping that will continue to move on, and people can talk about their Britishness and their Irishness and not feel that they can't do that in an open way, because we should be confident and we should be comfortable in who we are and what we identify
and you can take it all the way down to a Fermanagh woman.
Sure, and I mean, that's important because the regional differences in the UK are actually what sews it together, that social part. And again, you could say the same about Ireland. I mean, are people in Cork the same as people in Galway, the same as people in Dublin? No, they're not. They're different. So people in Fermanagh are different from people in Belfast.